Hi, if you're new here, my name is Amani, aka Lady Aphrodite, and today we're going to be talking about 5 things anyone can do to feel absolutely beautiful. When it comes to 5 things anyone can do to feel beautiful, one of the first things you can do is simply speak it over you. I know it sounds kind of old-fashioned and kind of, we talk about our affirmations a lot, and we talk about how important it is to speak particular things over you. And I definitely think that speaking beauty over you is a big deal. I feel beautiful in my skin. I feel beautiful about the day. I feel like I have the ability to change someone's day with my essence, with my aura, with my radiance. It's not just about wanting to seem beautiful. It's about wanting to feel it on all levels, inside and out, and then sharing it with those people around you. I'm trying to figure out how to get them to be more in alignment with that too. I think in speaking beauty over ourselves regularly and every day, we extend that beauty to other people too. And I think a lot of us sort of forget that we have the ability to do that. It's sort of like, I want this for me, and I want to just speak it over me, and I just want it to exist in my essence, right? I am the general essence of beauty. I speak beauty over me and everything I do, right? And then we go about our day, and there's beauty throughout the day. There's beauty in the things that we do and the people that we touch. It extends beyond physical, our physical. It goes into everything, and I think that that is so beautiful. And then one of the second things that you can do is simply wear it anyway, fashion-wise. Being someone who is definitely not a size 2, right? We have those moments where we don't feel as exquisite in a lot of pieces, especially those that come with a lot of patterns or movement. We can find it to be quite difficult to fit ourselves and then to feel comfortable in the things that we feel called to or drawn to very specifically. So we feel called to wear this piece or drawn to wear that, and we want to wear it, and we put it on and we think it's gorgeous. But then we don't necessarily know how to wear it. We're not comfortable in it. We don't feel beautiful in it, right? One of the best pieces of advice I can give, which is why I say that it kind of flows into like feeling beautiful, is just to wear it anyway. You felt called to it, drawn to it for some particular reason. You wouldn't have felt the call to wear it if it wasn't going to do something for you, whether it be the color scheme, the way it speaks to others out loud, whatever it is, it's going to do something for you. Okay, so I'm going to be very honest here because honesty is everything. You're gonna have those pivotal moments where it's more goofy than it is beauty at first. Speaking from experience, I put it on and I felt uncomfortable and I laughed. I didn't know how to react. This is uncomfortable. I don't like this. I don't like the way it feels. People are judging me. I can't. So what do? You just laugh because it feels like more of a goofy sort of moment than anything, You don't feel elegant. You don't feel, But then the compliments come in. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful on you. It sits on you just right. This, that, and the other thing. And you realize, oh, this really is doing something for me. I'm just not comfortable in it yet. Or take it one step farther. I'm not comfortable in me yet. This is my skin. This is my vessel. And I'm not comfortable in it yet. I'm not comfortable in figuring out how to dress it yet, how to let it be what it wants to be without having to appease someone else. When we go through that transition and we're trying to figure out what works for us, it can be difficult. The first step is to wear it anyway, then to sort of laugh at it because it's going to be uncomfortable. You have to get through the level of uncomfortableness though. There is no sort of jumping from A to Z and just being this sort of fashion friendly, I got it all down in one night. It's just not happening. You had to cultivate the relationship with your body. You had to cultivate the relationship with your essence, with who you are, with what speaks to you. And then you had to learn to flow with that. And the beauty and the essence came from you really just being in who you are and sitting in that, and letting the pieces sort of speak for you. Sort of like actions speak louder than words, but in the form of fashion. So wear it anyway, because if you were called to do it, something in your core being, in your soul, knows that this is like part of your essence. It's just who you are. It's the sort of funky, intergalactic-y, whatever it is. It just makes up who you are fundamentally, and it speaks for you. And then it speaks to other people, and it draws them to you. You never know who you're going to meet or how your life can change when that takes place. And I think that that's absolutely stunning. The third thing you can do is have a routine, a ritual, alchemy of some sort. For me, we talked about this, it's the perfume. So obviously, when I want to feel beautiful, I want to smell beautiful, right? So for me, it's all about how I linger in the room when I leave. My essence, everything about me must stay when I go, whether it be the topic of conversation, the book recommendations, the food recommendations, the way that I look, the advice that I gave, my smell. I want it all to linger. I wanted to do this so much that I actually went ahead and made my own sort of fragrance, and I was inspired by Death Becomes Her. Obviously, I love that film so much. So when I wanted a little extra confidence boost, I went ahead and made my own oil, which I do sell. But when I did this, I had in mind that I wanted to smell like $1,000,000. That was sort of my goal, right? So this is this sort of blackberry, warm vanilla, but it's pink. So it's very enticing and enchanting. So to me, that's beauty. And then when I sit and talk with people, that's the first thing they recognize, aside from like maybe the crazy sort of look I have on that day that speaks to more of my essence and who I am, the makeup that I have on, or the crazy outfit that's speaking for me. It's, oh my gosh, you smell so good. What are you wearing? And then I have to tell them my combination, right? So it's this mixed with this, but I have a purpose for everything. It's my routine. It's what I dedicate to myself. It's how I worship myself, right? It's how I show love to myself. And I think that that's beautiful. I think that having a self-worship, a self-dedication is one of the most powerful things that you can have. It helps you not only to feel beautiful, to be drawing and magnetizing to others, but to have firmer boundaries, more self-respect too, and other people realize that there's only so much they can do to try. They're not really willing to push your boundaries because they see how firm you are on your boundaries and what you stand on, and just how you function as a human being. Like, if this is how you function in your day-to-day life, why would they be willing to attempt to cross that threshold in the first place? It's kind of foolish. I have not met many people who were willing to try to see what happens if they cross that threshold. So the oil is oiling, and the combination is working because I have met so many beautiful people on my path while making myself feel beautiful, which is great. Like I said, it's very magnetizing. The energy, what you put out, the way you receive it, the constant flow, the cycle of things, I think it's amazing. So I always tell people, dedicate a self-ritual to yourself, some sort of alchemy, something that sort of extends that energy more outside of yourself, but also makes sure that you get it in return. You never want to simply put out. You want to make sure that it is coming back to you tenfold, but you want to be very specific about how and the nature in which that's taking place, which I always loved. My fourth piece of advice to feel beautiful is dancing in the mirror, particularly in the nude. Self-appreciation, body appreciation. You must love all of you. There is a unique feeling in being free, first of all, from clothes after a long day, but then in dancing and releasing any sort of pent-up energy, leftover residual energy from the day, and just letting it go, and then seeing how beautiful you look in the mirror when you're doing it too. Like, oh my gosh, is that me? All that back there, I'm doing all that? Yes, you are. You are. You are great. You are beautiful in your essence, and you hold so much power. So keep dancing in the mirror. I dance in the mirror as much as I can. I hold a busy schedule, so I have to make more time for the self to do that, because I love doing that. But it is one of those things that I just highly recommend you do. Like, just, it's so freeing. It's like you don't even really need to continue to put it into words. It's quite obvious. Just getting out there, and the beat and the movements, and the way that you find that your body is capturing every single beat, every single, you find that you are more in sync than you thought, and the way that you utilize the beat to sort of release everything, and then you lock eyes with yourself, and it's a very beautiful, sort of oddly romantic function when the two meet, and you're like, that's me. Oh my God, I'm gorgeous. Yeah, duh, you're beautiful. It's kind of the whole point. Which brings me to my last one, which a lot of people can be sort of meh about. The last thing you can do to feel beautiful, in my book, is spend more time with yourself. And when I say that, I do quite literally mean make love to yourself. If you cannot spend time with yourself and make love with yourself and have a positive sexual relationship with yourself, no one else is going to understand how to, because you don't know your body. You don't know your body very well. And I say this with the heavy suggestion of utilizing your mind as a tool and not an outside source, if that makes sense. The sole point is to connect with yourself. So if you're utilizing an outside source, then you are utilizing that as a form of a distraction, because you are imagining either yourself with that person or in that position. And that's not what you want. You want to visualize you with you. The whole point is to make love to you, to understand you, to visualize you with you, and build a deeper bond and a connection with you. And to some people who don't understand it, it might sound a bit off, but it is really one of the most important relationships that you have, is the one that you have with yourself. So if you can't spend 5 minutes making love to yourself, understanding your body, your needs, your desires, your pleasures, or you feel shame in that, there's a problem. There's a problem at the root. Starting at the root, you need to go back and figure out who made you feel shameful about wanting to have a beautiful relationship with yourself on all levels, and why is it so inappropriate? But then why is it okay to share that relationship with someone else without having a clear understanding of yourself? There's beauty in everything that we do, in everything that we share with ourselves and then extend to other people, but it starts with us, which is why having such a great routine about what we perceive to be beautiful to us is so important. So having 5 or even 10 good things that we do based off of our perception of beauty, extending it back to us, keeping it, in circulation to us, is so important before we even try to extend anything outwardly to anyone on any level, because it only helps us grow in our relationship with ourselves. It only helps us grow in loving ourselves, which is a beautiful thing, because that also serves as an example in our communities and outwardly to other people, which is also one of the greatest things that we can pass on, especially if we are attempting to be the next generation of leaders and influencers and teachers and, those people who the children need. You have to be a beautiful example, and part of that means understanding what beauty means to you. It means not hating yourself. It means having a great relationship with yourself, or at the very least, starting to. But these are my 5 things that anyone can do to feel beautiful. I hope I was helpful. I hope I was informative. And yeah, I just really hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.